Today on Selling Houses.
I have to say, it's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
I agree, it's horrible, isn't it?
Three sellers snoop around each other's houses.
I feel like I've just gone back in time, like Back to the Future type thing.
There's massively too much going on.
It was me, I'd have to gut the whole thing.
I deliver some home truths.
Somebody, when they came in here, one of the other sellers said it felt like a prison.
Did they? A bit harsh, isn't it?
And meet some opposition.
If you went for something like this...
I don't like the grey, I just don't think it goes.
They'll get £1,000 and 7 days to make changes.
I will not be sad to see this go. Like,
Ooh, ow, 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 ow.
All competing to get an offer from my buyer.
Yeah, it is exactly what I like, so don't really need to change a thing.
Today I'm in Liverpool, a city that's produced more #1 hit singles than anywhere else in the world. Property here is also soaring up the charts with a 5% increase in prices in the past 12 months. Music to the ears of my three sellers, hoping to catch the interest of my buyer, mum of two Lily and her friend Jessie. But Lily's not one to be rushed into a purchase.
So, Lily, 2 years trying to find a house. That's quite a long time in anybody's standards. Why is it taking you so long?
I'm probably being a little bit picky.
Excellent. When you say a little bit picky, how picky are we talking? Describe to me what you're looking for.
4 or 5 bedrooms.
Okay.
Open planned, family kitchen, 2 lounges at least.
Okay.
And the ground floor.
Do you think she's being uber fussy?
She is fussy. I have to say that, but in a nice way. We want everything to be spot on.
Okay.
We don't want to compromise anything.
What sort of style do you like? Do you like modern? Do you like old? Do you like period properties?
Modern.
Modern. Okay.
Contemporary.
Right, on it.
Phew, I've got a feeling I'm going to have my work cut out with this one. For her perfect family home, Lily has a generous budget of 470 grand. I've got 3 properties in mind, but all need a bit of work before I can show them to my discerning buyer, Lily. First up, it's Deborah and her son, sandwich shop owner Ian, with their massive 1930s 6-bed detached that they've lived in for 20 years.
I love the house. I'll be sad to go, but it's too big now.
my mum just rattles around. He's like, she doesn't need the space.
And there's a lot of space. Downstairs there's 2 large reception rooms and a conservatory, while upstairs there are 6 bedrooms. However, the tired master suite has a rather odd layout.
You walk through the door, got a shower cue on the left, a sink opposite, the bed's over here through another little archway. It just seems a wasted space.
That needs maybe a little bit of decorating, but I like it. It does us.
I'm totally against it. I think it looks horrendous.
And there's another room in dire need of an upgrade.
We did get a new kitchen put in when we moved in. Ian was 18 at the time. He's 34 now, so it's been up a while.
Okay.
And we've got this horrible blinking plastic on the walls.
It is shocking. I wouldn't buy that kitchen.
It's not that bad.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
There's no doubt Deborah's 6-bed house is looking a bit shabby. The kitchen is tatty and the master bedroom is tired. But it is the cheapest of my 3 properties at £400,000. Next up, it's house-proud Annette and her best friend Jenny. Set in huge gardens, Annette has lived in this 1980s 3-bed detached for 20 years.
Jenny and I both had some good times here. We've had some fun nights, some karaoke nights.
Yes.
We all get together and we have some good fun. I'll be sorry to leave it, but I need to downsize and buy something smaller.
The house has 3 good-sized bedrooms upstairs, and downstairs there is plenty of living space. But Annette knows the 80s decor is not to everyone's taste.
I would like to focus on the lounge and dining room. It's not minimalistic, probably has too many ornaments. I know it's time for a change.
Especially as the house has been on the market for 2 years and has had just 3 viewings.
I'm hoping that with the changes that are going to be made to the house, with the help of Amanda and her advice, which obviously we'll consider, then hopefully at the end of it, it might encourage someone to buy it.
Annette's house is pristine but stuck in the 80s. The decor in the living room is chintzy, and in the dining room it's dated, which may be putting people off from paying her asking price of £459,950. And my last rival seller is stockbroker Chris and his mate Gareth, who've known each other so long they even seem to wear the same clothes. Chris is selling his opulent 4-bed Victorian cottage.
I mean, I love the outdoors and I love going to the races, so there's definitely a theme of horses which you'll see throughout the house.
But while the lounge, the study, the kitchen and the upstairs master bedroom all look amazing, some of the other rooms don't.
Kids' rooms have been like that really since I first bought the property, and family bathroom's probably the only one I haven't added my own character and style to.
Adding a bit of colour and making it similar to the rest of the house it'd be ideal, actually, but how we're going to go about that is a different story, of course.
I'm sure these two strapping lads will have no problems tackling the DIY.
I don't think anything that he's done in this house he's done himself.
Well, that's why I got you along to help me.
Well, I'm not that good either, am I?
Oh dear. This luxury cottage feels unfinished. The kids' rooms are bog standard and the bathroom is just plain boring. It's the most expensive of my 3 properties at $469,950. So it's Deborah's dated 6-bed against Annette's 80s throwback and Chris's unfinished cottage. 3 very different houses that I hope, with a few tweaks, will spark the interest of my hard-to-please buyer, Lily. To help my sellers work out what might need to change in their own homes, they now get the chance to have a sneaky peek at their rivals' properties. The first home under scrutiny is Annette's pristine but old-fashioned detached. This house is so well looked after. It's like a show home, albeit one from the 1980s, but it's only had 3 viewings in the last 2 years, so clearly the retro look isn't to everyone's taste. But the other sellers should take note of the immaculate presentation, both inside and out. The first to have a snoop are Chris and Gareth.
I think it's lovely.
It's a nice looking house.
But it is. It looks a bit like yours, I think.
Yes, it does.
Through the hall and into the living room.
I feel like I've just gone back in time, like Back to the Future type thing.
There's a little bit.
If I was to say a celebrity that would live in this house, I would suggest it'd be someone like Margot from The Good Life. Wherever you look, there's an ornament or an egg or a porcelain woman or some crystal. There's too much going on.
Yeah,
There's
without
massively too much going on.
Next door in the dining room, and no one has told Chris to dress for dinner.
You'd probably have to put your double-breasted suit on with your pocket watch.
You'd be dressing up, wouldn't you? Definitely.
Yeah.
With a cravat, possibly. Is that what it's called, a cravat?
It doesn't seem like a dining room to me. You want to relax when you're eating. It's not inviting for a family home at the moment, is it?
Upstairs and in Annette's pristinely presented bedroom, there's a lesson for Chris.
It's clean. You can see a lot of the kind of the surfaces, etc. Where in my kids' rooms, you know, the desktops, the workstations, everything, the shelves are absolutely full.
This house is on the market for £459,950.
I don't think it's too bad, really, because it's well presented.
That's just slightly cheaper than mine.
Slightly cheaper than yours and slightly more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
So the rival sellers are mixed in their reactions to the price, but Chris learnt a lesson in bedroom presentation from Annette's neat master. Next up, it's Chris's not quite finished luxury cottage. A huge amount of time, money and effort has gone into redesigning this cottage, and it's 3/4 of the way there. Half of the upstairs has the wow factor. It is stunning. But this side of the cottage feels as if it's been taken over by the kids, and quite frankly, it's a bit bland, boring and rather cluttered. And for me, that is the reason that there isn't a queue of buyers outside the front door.
That looks really nice.
First to arrive are Deborah and Ian.
Quite spacious, isn't it, the front?
I should imagine it would be quite florally, prints, cottage-type property inside.
I think they're in for a surprise.
Oh, a little bit different to what I expected. Very cramped.
Yes, quite small.
I'm not too sure about the ceiling, you know. I think the ceiling's a bit low.
It's a bit too low for you,
Yeah.
because you're really tall, aren't you, so...
At the end of the hall is the kitchen.
Oh, what do you think of this?
Oh, my.
Isn't it nice?
My kitchen looks really tatty to this.
Does,
This
doesn't it?
looks well presented.
But it's a different story upstairs.
Oh.
This bathroom reminds me of being in a prison. Not that I've never been into a prison.
I was going to say more like a private hospital.
No.
This doesn't go with the rest of the house.
No.
There's no colour here at all.
Next door are the children's bedrooms.
He's got no wardrobes in here.
Everything's just out, isn't it? I definitely need some storage.
Like a big storage for like all his toys.
Oh, bunk beds.
Oh, my goodness. Not much room in here, is there? It's not in keeping with the rest of the house, really,
No.
is it?
No.
The cottage is on for £469,950.
For me, I think that's high end. I think maybe that's why it hasn't sold. Because of the price.
The price and the bathroom.
I would have thought more around in the region of 400.
Yes.
420 maximum.
Yes, yeah.
I wouldn't pay that for it.
So both rival sellers agree the price is too high, given some of the rooms upstairs let it down. But Deborah and Ian have realised the importance of a bright modern kitchen. Last is Deborah's dated 6-bed. This is a big family home, but it is tired and dated throughout. And now the kids have flown the nest, it's obvious that it's becoming too big for Deborah to manage. And it's only had 5 viewings in the last 4 months, which means she's going to have to tackle some key areas if she wants to get a soul board outside. First to take a look are Annette and Jenny.
Quite nice, like the dark wood windows, like mine. Good taste.
Don't know, it's just looking a bit tired.
So they can't agree on the outside, but I think they might agree about the state of Deborah's kitchen.
I don't like it. The vinyl on the wall, if this is vinyl, I think it's...
You know, that'd be good to kind of do a bit of breakdancing on, not as a feature wall in the kitchen.
A pine at the far end, you've got dark wood on the ceiling, you've got
Plastic.
lighter wood cupboard, you've got plastic walls.
And tiles.
Nothing blends, really.
If it was me, I'd have to gut the whole thing. I would gut it.
Yeah.
Upstairs and into Deborah's bedroom and adjoining dressing room with a twist.
Have you seen that shower? It's an open plan. Oh, I wouldn't like that.
No,
I wouldn't like someone watching me having a wash.
No.
When they were someone was lying in
This is
bed, even if it was my other half. Would
Yes.
you?
No.
Crikey.
very 70s, very, very 70s.
Needs redoing.
Redo the whole thing, even everything.
So the master bedroom hasn't impressed, but at £400,000, it's by far the cheapest of the 3.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yes.
I thought it would be on the market for more than that.
Too much.
I think it would take a lot of foresight for a potential viewer to see through the rather dated decor.
A mixed reaction to the price, but both sellers agree that this house is in dire need of an upgrade. Today I'm in Liverpool, giving 3 struggling sellers some tips on how to make their properties more appealing to my buyer, mum of 2, Lily.
I'm looking for a 4 or 5 bedroom house because I will have my parents come to live with me. So I think I need that size of house to accommodate a big family.
But a good space needs to be well presented. All my sellers have had the chance to look around their rivals' properties to find out what their competitors have to offer.
I think the main thing I've learned this morning is really to declutter and depersonalise without a doubt.
My kitchen, it's definitely got to be done.
I don't feel there's any competition.
No.
I know it's a little bit out of date, but it's tastefully decorated, tastefully
And clean.
furnished and clean.
All 3 of my sellers have areas that need attention. I'm going to give them some advice, £1,000 and a week to put things right. First, it's Annette's house, which is pristine, but the living and dining rooms are stuck in the 80s.
The other sellers, when they've come in here, have all said, gosh, it's immaculate. One of the sellers said that this reminded them of, was Margot, wasn't it, in The Good Life?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Jerry and Margot.
At least it's not Mrs. Bouquet.
Well, no, exactly. It's not Mrs. Bouquet. You're all right. It's Jerry. You're Margot, not Mrs. Bouquet. But I kind of get it. It's that sort of, oh, gosh, we're going to the posh people's for tea. And I think what people are looking for now, particularly in a family house, is somewhere that they can just come and kick back and relax and not be worried. And so I think what needs to happen is it needs to be taken back a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the knickknacks
Yep.
need to be put into storage. And then I was thinking that you have dado rail running around the whole of the room, and then you go for something like this. Please say you like it. Oh, God, you don't, do you? But if you had that
Don't like the colour.
and then you have a simple block colour above it that you paint over, I think that that would look really lovely. New carpet. Everyone commented on the carpet.
On this
The
carpet?
pinkness of it.
Yes. Well, I'm changing it to cream.
Excellent. So that will work really well.
Yeah.
There are different colourways in this.
Right.
So you don't have to go for the duck egg blue.
I couldn't live with that.
Let's think of something else then.
I've got something else.
Yes.
I'll go and get it. Right.
I can't believe this is happening.
I thought you would suggest something dramatic.
Right, go on then.
So first of all,
Yeah, actually, that's not bad.
but this just that wall.
Right. That absolutely not. Not in a million years over my dead body. What we need to do is find an in-between. That and that.
So, let's hope I have more luck in the formal dining room.
So here we are in Joan Collins' dining room.
Yes.
That's what some of the other sellers said. They said they came in here and they said, I couldn't imagine just sitting down here and having like a family get together because it's too formal. It's very sort of cravat and one dresses for dinner.
Yeah.
So, having not wanted to be defeated, the idea that I had for this room was a continuation of that room, which obviously you hate. So I've got some new wallpaper samples. If you went for something like this.
That's quite... Do you not like that? No.
I don't like the grey. I just don't think it goes. I don't think it matches at all.
But if you've got
I'm having cream carpet, everything's going to be light. It's going to be light walls. It's going to be gold curtains and a cream carpet. And I just think it's going to look cold.
Have you got a scheme in your head? Do you know what you are going to do with these two rooms?
Well, I have an idea, yeah.
Go on.
Plain walls on most of the walls, apart from the fireplace wall, the whole of the fireplace wall.
Yeah.
And to have that in a different paper.
Oh, it's going to be a wonderful surprise. I always say on this, I'm going to be ever surprised when I come back in 7 days and see what they've done. And I genuinely hand on heart mean it this time because I haven't got a clue. De-knick-knack it, brighten it up, make it look more modern. Have in mind that it's not, and I don't mean this in a horrible way, it's not about you. It's about appealing to a mass market. I wait with breath that is bated. I literally, genuinely have no idea what she's going to do in the next 7 days. I like the fact that she knows her own mind, but I'm also concerned that the way she's decorated this house has only got 3 people through this front door in the last 2 years. And I'm really concerned that unless she does a huge makeover in there and makes it radically different, she's going to be here for another 2 years. And then I can come back and go, told you so.
I'm looking forward to it and looking forward to seeing the change, the great change. And I just hope I like it.
It attracts somebody.
Annette is one feisty lady who's going with her own ideas, but she has agreed with me that her knickknacks need to go.
Father Christmas is going to bed, going to his grotto. Isn't he lovely? Sorry, Father Christmas, but you need to be put away. The pelmet's better off first, you know.
And her partner Andrew is taking down her chintzy curtain pelmets.
Put them to one side just in case somebody who buys the house decides they'd like them again. You never know.
Yeah, I think that's doubtful. Next, it's Deborah and Ian's tired 6-bed house with an old-fashioned master bedroom and tatty kitchen.
Deborah, your house has been on the market for how many months now?
Since June.
So it's about 4 or 5 months. Why
right,
do you
yeah.
think it's not selling?
It's very dated, isn't it? It's very dated.
Can we have a little chat about this? I have to say it's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
I agree, it's horrible, isn't it?
Some of the other sellers, when they came in, one of them said One of them said that. Somebody else said it'd be really good for breakdancing on. I'm assuming they meant if it was on the floor, because I'd never try and breakdance up a wall. So this has got to come off. I've got no idea what the condition of the walls are like underneath it, but you can plaster, can't you?
Yeah.
These don't need to come off, but they could do with a paint. You want to brighten this place up.
Yeah.
And then I think we should look at, particularly that wall and this wall, a bold colour, like a burnt orange or something.
Orange in the kitchen.
See, you've got to open your mind, Mother. You've got to open.
Hang on a minute. Orange? Can we have a little look at what's out there at the moment?
Now for the master suite with its rather unusual layout.
I say this is my little dressing room because if I'm going out, I get ready here.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep it. I wouldn't say get rid of it at all.
Yeah.
But for me, it does feel a little bit trapped in a bygone era. So subtle, aren't I?
Thick skin there.
Yeah.
What we need to do here is revamp this and make it look much more up to date. So this is more of a decor job than anything else. So keep it neutral, paint it all out, nice, light, bright, simple colour, and then accessorise with some bold colours. So maybe think about with the headboard, you could reupholster that in a lovely big bold pattern.
I'm just worried whether you can manage to do the kitchen and a bedroom.
Look at him, he's a machine.
Tell you what, I feel like I'm going grey already. I can feel it.
But you wait, when I come back next week, you'll be like, oh, I wish I'd done it years ago, she says, hopefully.
And I'll be like, I wish I didn't. I feel terrible. I feel terrible.
Just be asleep.
Distraught, like...
I think it's safe to say I've probably terrified the pair of them, but they've really got to grab the bull by their horns. They have to make over those key areas because otherwise Deborah's going to be here for a very long time.
I'm not looking forward to this. I'm genuinely not looking forward to this, but we'll definitely come up with some.
We'll be working day and night, I think.
I think they might just have to. Deborah gets started clearing out her bedroom suite.
I think this will look nice when it's done. I'm getting a bit excited about this room now.
Downstairs, Ian gets straight to work in the kitchen, ripping off that plastic from the walls.
This is siliconed on like ridiculous. Oh, mother, whatever possessed you to do this?
I don't know.
Maybe time to get out the power tools.
It's really, I mean, look, it's right down to the brick now, and we've still got to get more off.
I will not be sad to see this go. Like, this has been horrible stuff. I'm just not a happy bunny. Hey, it's the last bit. The plastic death is off.
Finally, it's Chris's ambitiously decorated cottage that's not been finished off upstairs.
When you come into this house, it's so incredible in all the other areas. The kitchen's beautiful, the study, the day, all of it is beautiful, and you've been really adventurous in your taste. But the 2 kids' rooms and the bathroom aren't quite the same, are they?
When I came into the house, it had been modernised, but it was all white walls, magnolia. So slowly I've worked around the house and added wallpaper, design, etc., but left. Funny enough, the 2 kids' room and the bathroom, which is 3 in a row, this side of the house.
The whole side of this house, isn't it? So what we've got to try and do is match the rest of the house with these 2 rooms.
Yep.
They're not the biggest of rooms, and there's not a lot of storage in here. So as a result, everything is out on display, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, with children's cluttered bedrooms, they can devalue a property by up to $8 grand.
Right.
Because I think that's what needs to happen first. A massive clear out of things. And the ideas that I'm going to give you for this room, I wouldn't necessarily give other people because I don't think they'd be brave enough for it. So I'm going skull and crossbones.
Wow.
Put it on that wall there, and then that chimney breast.
Yeah.
Daughter's bedroom.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, love it.
Grown up pretty on 2 of the walls. Keep the bed because there's a lot of storage under there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But again, a major declutter.
Sounds a plan.
Who's doing the work? I don't know, I'm looking at either of you.
Well, no, certainly don't be looking in that direction. We'll be helping. We've got someone to come in and help us. We just wouldn't be able to do it on our own. It's pathetic, really.
Well, at least they know their own limitations. Onto the bathroom.
Somebody, when they came in here, one of the other sellers said it felt like a prison.
Did they?
Bit harsh.
Isn't it?
I don't think it's very prison-like, but I don't think it's very inspiring. The one thing I really like in this room is your bath mat. It was those colours that I thought would work really well in here. So you look for a floor tile that is a similar pattern, so quite Moroccan, I guess, and you do it the whole way through the floor and then up the wall. And then that bath...
You put a corner bath in? Well, no, you don't like corner baths.
Swear word.
What about on the legs, the leg bath?
Clawfoot bath. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got one of those.
Get one on the legs.
Yeah.
I look nervous.
Amongst other things.
This house is a bit like those jigsaw puzzles that you do at Christmas. You've almost got it and it's looking brilliant, and then there's that top corner that you just can't get right. They've got the enthusiasm and they've got the tradesmen in place, but I just want them to go that extra 10, 20% and make this whole house look incredible.
I think we're going to have to do some of the work ourselves. I just don't think the budget takes for buying all the products and everything else. We'll learn, we'll do our best, and let's see what it looks like.
Maybe these boys will surprise themselves with their DIY abilities as they clear out the bedrooms.
But as you can see, I've got a sweat on just taking screws out, so...
While Chris sticks to cuddly toy removal, Gareth is tackling a more manly job, removing the bathroom tiles.
Gareth, no! You've taken the lights out in the kitchen. Go easy.
It's a dangerous job, but Chris is on hand as health and safety advisor.
I was worried about your eyes. It's getting a splinter or something, so I'll leave you to it.
Maybe they're working after all.
Maybe these boys should leave it to the professionals. I'm in Liverpool, where my 3 sellers are working flat out to make improvements to their homes in the hope of impressing my buyer, Lily.
At the moment, the most important thing for me to look for a house is space. That's why I'm looking for a house with nice lounge and family-sized big kitchen.
At Deborah and Ian's, it's all about bringing a bright and modern look to their 6-bed house. With the plastic off and the walls back to brick, it's time to start plasterboarding. But rebuilding walls is a mammoth job.
We're going to give it a skim, finish the ceiling off and give that a skim coat, and then it'll start looking like a kitchen again, hopefully.
Outside, all the family gets stuck in on the kitchen cupboard doors, including Deborah's other son, Gary.
We're in our house, good. We're still going. No one's fighting yet.
Back in the kitchen, the walls are looking like walls again.
Everywhere's been skimmed, so it's just a matter of letting it dry, painted. Got a whole new kitchen.
Upstairs in the tired bedroom, it's starting to look more modern, with the lighter colours I suggested going up on the walls.
We took the paper off in between the ceiling and the border because there was just plain paper up there, so we're going to put a nice pattern one on so it's nice and bright.
But Deborah's mind's on other things.
I've been quite stressed, especially with the kitchen, because the kitchen was a bigger job than what we actually thought it was going to be.
Over at Chris's not quite finished luxury cottage, it's all about bringing the below standard rooms up to match the glamour of the rest of his house. In the bathroom, Chris has called in the professionals to start the upgrade.
We've had the plumbers in, they've stripped out the old bathroom suite, adjusted all the pipes. Yeah, no, so it's all systems go.
It won't be long before his new stylish freestanding tub goes in. But one job our DIY novices can crack on with is the revamp of the once cluttered daughter's room.
What are you doing while I'm painting?
I'm learning how to paint so I can paint the other rooms.
OK, well, why don't you use this? Get yourself a little brush.
Wax on, wax off, like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
But even this simple task seems to be beyond these two.
It's not great, though, is it? You might have to get the decorator to do this again.
Another job they're going to have to leave to the professionals. At Annette's 3-bed house, it's all about swapping the chintz for contemporary sophistication. The dining room and living room are getting a lick of bright paint.
I don't want John falling off any ladders.
But Annette is taking the choice of wallpaper into her own hands with a duck egg blue design that she thinks fits my brief.
I'm a bit apprehensive, but I'm sure it'll all come together and it'll look all right.
And surprise, surprise, she's ignored my advice to use the same paper throughout both the living and dining rooms.
It's similar paper. It was still with peacocks on. It's supposed to be more modern. I know I have chosen it, but it isn't something I would have chosen. I think we'll have a bird sanctuary in here. It's what it's looking like.
At Deborah and Ian's in the once tired bedroom, the pretty wallpaper is up, and Deborah and granddaughter Grace are bringing the look together by adding the same paper to the 2 bedside tables.
One down, one to go.
And in the adjoining dressing room, they've decided to make better use of the space by moving the shower. But popping a shower into a corner isn't as easy as it sounds.
This is fun. OK, that'll do. There for the chef.
And it's taken a bigger toll on Ian than even he realised. In the kitchen, the repainted doors are up and the walls are nice and light. All it needs now is the vibrant orange colour I suggested.
Oh, yes. I think it's a lovely colour. It's going to look great for this kitchen, and this type of colour is something that my mum would never even dream of. My mum hasn't seen it yet. Hopefully she likes it. If she doesn't, I'm off the job, I'm going, I'm leaving.
Over at Chris's cottage, the old tiles are cleared and the new ones are going in, but they're far from the bold Moroccan style I suggested.
I just couldn't, they were so busy, the tiles. So I went for, these were pretty expensive, kind of blew the budget, and I hope this kind of limestone polish finish will appeal to everybody.
The new tiles are so expensive, Chris's son's bedroom has suffered.
We're going to have some skull and crossbone paper on that wall as a feature wall, and on this chimney breast here, on reflection. To be honest, we spent so much on the budget, so we've had to go for a slightly cheaper design of wallpaper.
But thankfully, they've stuck to the pretty wallpaper I chose to create a more grown-up look in his daughter's room. Not wanting to be put off by their earlier DIY disasters,
Gareth, do you want to start reading the instruction manual?
Chris and Gareth embark on a job that they think is achievable, putting together a flat pack bed for his son's room. Can you believe it? They've only gone and done it.
Good work. Well done.
At Annette's dated house, whilst the marathon wallpaper job continues, the girls are off shopping for accessories to create that modern look.
What are you going for?
All sorts of things.
Well, you never know what we might get in here. It might be quite frightening.
Hideous, absolute hideous. I don't know where that would go. Would not entertain that on my wall.
No.
Gosh, that's really tacky.
Eventually, they find something they think will work.
Yes.
2 of those in the lounge.
Yes, it's more modern.
And then this bigger one in the dining room.
Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Right,
Yes.
decision made.
Well done, ladies. But they need to get home fast. Annette's partner Andrew has been busy making some modern pelmets, but needs our help to get them covered.
I'm looking forward to putting the braid on. That's my thing, braiding it.
It may be your thing, but it's not a job for the faint-hearted.
Ooh, ow, 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 ow. I don't realise this is hot glue.
Perhaps gloves next time.
It's a different look. You've got to keep it up with the times, so swags and tails aren't fashionable at the moment. If they were, I'd still have them.
At Deborah and Ian's, they've taken my advice to recover the headboard in a simple fabric for the master bedroom. But it's not quite the bold colour I had in mind.
It does look better, doesn't it? So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
Time for colour-shy Deborah to see the bright orange kitchen.
Oh, wow. It's different, isn't it?
It's different. It's different.
A few finishing touches in the bedroom and it's job done.
It was dead easy. Didn't break a sweat. No, in all honesty, it's been a backbreaker, but it pays off, doesn't it? You know, you look around now, it's just massively improved, and I can say it now, but it was worth it, definitely.
What was a dated and dark kitchen has been utterly transformed into a bright and fresh space by lightening all the wood and adding a vibrant fun colour on the walls at a cost of £1,091.
Oh my goodness. It's so much lighter, so much brighter. And the orange has really worked, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you said orange, I thought, it really out my comfort zone. But amazingly, it doesn't look too bad, does it?
I can't see anyone not liking this. I just think it's beautiful. I know I've broken you, but it's been worth it.
Done all right, haven't we?
You've done good. Go and look at this master bedroom as well.
Yeah,
God, you've done so well.
Deborah's master bedroom was dated and tired. Now it's been given a new lease of life with a neutral palette splashed with touches of bolder colour. And the adjoining dressing room follows suit and looks soft and inviting. The total cost for both areas was £198.
Wow! Oh, how have you done all of this in this amount of time? I love the colours, really soft, really subtle, will appeal to everyone. It's amazing.
We've also moved the shower into the corner as well.
Oh, so you have?
Oh, that shower. Oh, try and move one of them.
No thanks, that's your job.
Never again.
It's lovely. Honestly, what you've achieved is nothing short of a miracle. I'm really, really, really impressed.
Over at Chris's house and in the bathroom, the boys are tackling yet another DIY job, hanging a towel rail.
Yeah, spot on. Okay.
Right, okay.
These boys are on a roll, and with the stylish freestanding bath going in, there's just time for the finishing touches in the 2 kids' rooms.
To see it all come together, I'm absolutely over the moon.
It's tested our friendship.
No, it hasn't. We always banter anyway.
From my end, it has.
Chris's son's room was cluttered and lacked panache. Now the room is funky, streamlined and full of style at a cost of £380.
Love it. I love it. I love it. What a difference. There are no skulls on the wallpaper, though. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, well, I just bought the bath and the tap, and that kind of used half the budget. So we went to your second choice.
And you know what? It's lovely.
It's a great effect.
Because before, when you walked in here, there was so much clutter, and you can still see that it's a kid's bedroom, which is great, but it's a grown-up kid's bedroom now, isn't it?
Next door, Chris's daughter's room was jam-packed, making it feel smaller than it really is. It's now been opened up and given a much more grown-up, sophisticated feel. All in, a total cost of £532.
That felt really girly. You know, you walked in there and it was all a bit much, and there was too much furniture, and it all felt really small and really cramped. And I think for any buyer looking at it last week, you couldn't imagine your child or whoever being in there, but now you look at it and it seems twice the size.
Simply turning the bed from one side of the room to the other just creates a massive amount of space for someone to go in.
No, I'm delighted.
Good.
Thank you.
The bathroom. That's the big one, isn't it? Let me look at this bathroom.
Finally, the once bland and soulless bathroom now has the same sense of opulence as the rest of the house. But it was expensive at £1,415, and the boys have gone quite off my brief to use bold colours.
See, I love it when people don't listen to a word I say, but it still looks really good.
We did listen to what you say. You said change the tiles on the floor, the tiles
blue
on
and
the
white.
wall.
To blue and white.
It would have given a wow factor to the room. If I'd lived here, I would have happy to accepted it. But I wanted to just kind of create that boutique hotel feel.
You've hit the nail on the head here. The kids' bedrooms are perfect. The whole house now works. It's really, really beautiful. Lovely.
At Annette's house, the new light carpet is going down in both the living room and the dining room.
Well, you see, I would just put one each end.
Yes. But she hasn't quite kicked her penchants for porcelain.
It's all come together nicely. The colour scheme, I think, is very good. It's very modern. It's up to date. I think Amanda's reaction will be one of surprise and shock. Shock.
The 1980s frilly pink fussy living room is now a much more appealing, modern and bright space at a cost of £949.
Duck egg blue on the walls. Oh, isn't it lovely? I tell you.
I like it.
You've pared it back. It's simplistic, it's clean, it's fresh, but yet it's still elegant and it's still sophisticated.
Yes.
So the battle lines were drawn when I left. I was kind of duck egg blue, minimalistic. You were kind of poppies, red, still going with the whole kind of grand, sophisticated look. I think it's a draw in here. I think we've probably both won a little small victory.
I think it's a compromise.
Yes, that it is. I love the fact I'm in blue and you're in red, though.
The formal dining room has been softened and simplified, and now you can really see the potential for this room to work for a modern family. The total cost, £235.
Oh, it's lovely.
Nice, isn't it?
I think that we've achieved what we set out to achieve. We've decluttered, we've got rid of the knickknacks, we've lightened it up, we've made it a much more saleable area and house. So when you do sell this house and you move to your next house, will you be taking the design tips that I've given you?
I'm glad I didn't put the red poppies up now. You were right, I was wrong. Again.
I'm going to take a small victory there. I think you've done a brilliant job, so well done. Well done, both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
In Liverpool, my three sellers have worked their socks off to improve their homes, hoping to impress my buyer Lily, who has a budget of £470,000.
I like the dining room to be big because I always welcome my friends to visit me.
Deborah and Ian have made monumental changes to their once dated six-bed.
I think we should win. We've done the hardest. We've gone right back to the brick and started from scratch. So I think we've got a good chance.
Chris and Gareth have brought the rooms that lack style up to the high decorative standard of the rest of the cottage.
I think the feel of the house now, I think every room's got a wow factor, so I think it's really going to entice a potential buyer.
And Annette and Jenny have said goodbye to the 80s with a more modern and simple look to the downstairs rooms.
I don't feel there's a competition. It's a very welcoming and warm house. I think when they get over the doorstep, that will clinch the deal.
Wow. Now it's all down to my buyer Lily, starting at Annette's three-bed, set in a large plot.
It's a big, detached house with a separate garage. What do you think of the outside of it?
I like the look of the house.
So we're all right so far? Yeah. Let's get inside and see what you think.
It's a good start, and it's straight into the living room.
Big space. Triple aspect. What do you think?
I like the light coming in from the front garden. I just don't like the design of the furniture and the floral wallpaper.
Okay, that's fine. But size-wise, is it the sort of thing that you're thinking of?
Yeah, the size is decent. It's a good size as a lounge.
Not quite the reaction I was hoping for. Maybe the dining room will deliver.
Dining space. Going into the kitchen with a conservatory.
That's interesting.
Better?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good walking through from the lounge to here. And it's a nice open plan.
What do you think about the price of this house? I know it's an area...
Just a guess price.
Just a guess. Let's throw it out there.
It probably would be something around 650.
No.
I would say about 350.
So you're saying 650, you're saying 350.
Yeah.
We'll sort of meet in the middle. 459, 950.
All right, okay.
Oh, right. It's good for value, yeah.
Excellent.
So a nice surprise for Lily. This house is on for less than she thought. On to Chris's cottage.
Here's a very different concept.
Wow.
What do you think?
It's really bright, and then I like the colour in white.
Let's get inside. Come on, let's have a look.
Inside, and I was sure that the well-designed downstairs was going to appeal. Let's see if I'm right.
Come on through, ladies. And this is your open plan kitchen dining space.
Yeah, I like this design. Yeah, it's all in one place, so you can serve the dinner all there, and then while you're still cooking, and then kids can stay with you watching telly.
Definitely.
Would you change anything?
I probably wouldn't touch too much. Yeah.
That's coming from someone that's seen lots of houses and not bought anything yet. That's good news.
So she likes the high-spec rooms downstairs. Now onto the newly upgraded rooms upstairs.
So you've got a boy and a girl, haven't you?
Yeah, I have one boy and one girl.
So boy's bedroom?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure all boys will love this theme,
Yeah.
It's cozy. You have the feeling of a home.
Yes.
Like a perfect home house. Yeah.
Well, your master bedroom is there and that's got an ensuite. So let me show you what would be the family bathroom.
Oh.
Come and have a little look. I'm assuming this modern style is
Yes,
what you
very,
use.
yeah.
I like the tile of the wall.
I don't have any comments on this.
Oh,
This is
that's
really-
good.
Yeah.
Would you like to know how much it is?
Right. I think we're around 500k, $500,000.
Okay.
Yeah, I reckon about 450. Between 450 and 500.
Oh, okay, well, you're spot on. It's 4,699.
Oh, okay,
Right.
4699.
So it's top end of your budget, but you don't have to do anything to it. I mean, I know you've been looking for 2 years and you've seen lots of houses. How does this one compare to all the other ones that you've seen?
I definitely think the deco in here is standing out.
So Chris's cottage is a definite contender. On to Deborah and Ian's.
This is a whopper. It's 6 bedrooms. What are you thinking?
It does look
Dated.
old.
Yeah, you know, they've lived here for 20 years, so it will need some TLC. Should we go and look at the potential?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Downstairs, the large living room with adjoining conservatory plus a large dining room should give Lily all the space she needs. And now the kitchen has had an upgrade, the potential of this house can be seen.
Come down to the end. What do you think? Is this a big enough kitchen?
I think it's nice. It's good size. Yeah. I think the layout is perfect. Yeah, it's good.
So downstairs is working.
Yeah, I like the spacious layout.
Let's go and look upstairs. Let's look at the master bedroom.
Upstairs, there are 6 bedrooms, and I'm hoping that the work we've done in the master suite will illustrate what's possible to Lily.
Ah, the boudoir and master suite. So you've got ensuite shower room and master bedroom.
God, that's a really different one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Usual for
You push the door and you
ensuite
get
like
into the
this.
bathroom.
Yeah. Well, you see, now herein lies the tale. What you could do is put a stud wall here and a door, so then you've still got a decent size ensuite.
Yeah.
Then you take this down, because this is just a stud wall.
Yeah.
And then you come in and you've got an enormous master bedroom.
Yes.
And you've still got a decent ensuite.
That's right, yeah.
But you've got to do work.
There's lots of room to play with.
Price.
Right, I would guess it's at least 450k.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think 400.
Bang on!
Really?
Bang on.
Yay.
Now, your budget, top whack, was 470, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's 70, 80,000 pounds to play with.
Yeah.
There's lots of budget left.
Lots of budget. So 3 incredibly different properties. I think what we need to do is go off and think about all 3 of them.
Difficult
Yes, get that big checklist out again, that really big checklist. After you lead the way. We'll start with the detached, glamorous 80s house.
I like the ground floor layout.
Yeah.
So it's L-shaped and you can go from one door to another one and another one.
Let's go on to the character cottage. You wouldn't have to do a thing to that.
Yeah, it is exactly what I like, so don't really need to change a thing. The flip side for this is, I think, it's slightly compact.
Small, you mean?
Small.
Okay. Then we move on to the whopper, the 6-bed detached. 70 grand less than your budget.
We don't really want to have a kind of project. So that makes me concerned, although I like the size of it.
Do you have a favourite out of the three?
To move in straight away would be the number 2.
So the cottage?
Yeah, the cottage one.
What about you, Jessie?
I'll be the same.
Okay, so the cottage character did win through in the end. So will you go back and look at it?
I probably will go for a second view.
Excellent.
Yeah, bring my husband around.
How exciting. Do let me know, won't you, how you get on? Because I think it's a beautiful house, I really do. Good luck, and thanks, ladies.
Great news for Chris and Gareth.
She's obviously got very good taste.
She's obviously got classic taste.
I'm glad I delegated all that hard work to you and you managed to achieve the outcome. Brilliant.
The other sellers may have missed out on being the favourite, but all their hard work will have certainly made their houses more sellable.
We were robbed. You didn't see this kitchen before, I think, because we were robbed.
I think the decision to improve the lounge and dining room is a positive one. Hopefully, it might attract more people to come and view. It's a matter of finding that one you only need one. Simple as that.